Just break down Omnibus. I know you use that shit in your raps, and I was like, say word. I forgot what that term means. So like,
Okay, so Omnibus is basically all right. We're going to talk about this. This is we're going to say we're going to pass a bill of law today, and they're going to name it Bill Q-052. Okay, in that law, the meat on that is going to be, let's say, transportation. So we're here on transportation, but what they're going to do is not just pass one law on there, right? Because politically, you're not doing anything fucking stealthy. So then they start passing little bylaws from here. So it's going to be transportation. What do you mean transportation? Let's talk about bicycles. All right, bicycles. What are we going to do with bicycles? Well, now they can only have this lane to drive through. Oh, okay. Now the law is going to change here on that bicycle thing. All right, all right. Now what does that have to do with any? Well, now if you don't use this lane and you do something else, you get fined for this much. Okay, and what happens with those fines? Well, if you don't pay those fines, this is what's going to happen. So all of these other laws start fitting in to this one law. That's an omnibus bill. They're stacking shit in there, and all you see is the headline. You think that it's just one thing, but in reality, there's a whole bunch of shit that might violate your rights. And then it doesn't have enough time to go through public opinion for people to really understand what's happening. And this
well,
is now
like
passed
high
into
key.
law.
Okay, one time I tried to read one of these motherfuckers. It was back in the Pauline Marois days, and it was the one where like she would have dropped in like language police in the next level. She could have appropriated government resources to spy on companies. Like, this is not a lie. If you really break down what she wrote into that, they would have been able to take like SQ agents and have them go undercover as employees in a training just to bust you out for not speaking French and shit. Like, that is not an exaggeration of what was written. This shit was like 35 pages of bylaw shit that covered like everything, and you could barely understand a fucking thing.
Yeah, it's incredible. And you know that I love this where this conversation is going because it opens the door to talk about a lot of shit. As an Indigenous politician, when you get elected into your council, you are so fucking swarmed with these papers that it's hard to achieve anything. I've seen it over and over and over again. People with great intentions who run in Indigenous communities to be counselor or chief or grand chief or whatever system they follow, and they have good intentions and they have this dream that they're going to make this change and they're going to do these things for these people. But suddenly you enter this machine that was designed for your failure. This system was not designed in order for your community to fucking prosper and grow. It was designed to keep you fucking down. It was designed to do this. And what they're going to do is you say, okay, I'm going to make change. I need more housing. You need more housing. Okay. Here's some documents. Can you please fill these in? Fill all of this stuff in, read it, understand it. Then you're going to understand Section 35 housing, and you're going to understand social housing under Section 35, and social housing under fucking Section 92, and all of these things. They're going to have all of these things. And now all of a sudden, you who want to create change have become a government administrator. You're administrating programs for the government now. They've tricked you into doing their fucking job. Here, you go fill this out. Son of a bitch, you've taken enough from us. That's your fucking job. It's my job to come to your door, knock on them, and make sure that we have those services provided to us that are deserving to our communities. So you get so caught up in the bureaucracy of things, and you get so caught up in being an administrator that you can no longer provide the hopes and dreams and intentions that you had to your community. Then what happens is your community members turn on you, call you a fucking sellout, and call you somebody who's not taking care of them, you know? So, but that's the system is designed to do that. And it's very, very hard to get out of it. That's why I was in politics and I left politics. I never lost an election. Actually, the two terms I went in, I went with the strongest mandate anybody in our community. And then I was nominated every year since I left. I'm nominated as fucking Grand Chief again, and I refuse it because I feel like I can do more from where I'm right now. I can talk to more people. I
Bro,
can
you know, it's
educate.
What's crazy?
more.
So it's really wild is you just broke down the problem with local politics in Montreal.
There you go. Because politics is politics. Just change the name.
And it's wild how convoluted the systems are, and how, if you want to do this and you want to create the change, you have to go down these loops, and then it's like you have to learn legalese, and then the next thing you know, you're caught up in politicking in order to get like a fraction of begging for it because you've done all this work. So at
Yeah.
least you got to get something.
And then when you do all this work, you know that we live in a democracy, right? That is a nice thing. That's what Indigenous people have always lived in. But so democracy requires that you at least have people to agree with you. So now what happens when you're playing the political game, you come up with a plan, you've worked onto it hard, you know it's good for the people, you know you got to put it through, but now you need an alliance. You need people to support what you're going to pass. You need quorum. You need 5 out of the 9 people that are going to vote on this. So there's other politicians there with things that they want to pass. I'll support you if you support me. You support this, support that. Then people find themselves supporting shit that they don't really believe in, but they need the support from the other politician. Understand? So now you're stuck into the fucking machine. You're stuck in the fucking gears of the machine. So if you want to break the machine, you can't be in it. You got to be out of it.
Joe, it's wild that you break it down like that. It's so simple, and it's the problem with all politics and shit. Is there like lobbying and things like that that you have to deal with?
100%. There's lobbying going on. When election season is coming, I call it a season, baby, because it's a fucking season. When election time's coming in, you got to start getting your ducks in line. You got to start having your platform ready. You got to say the right words. They got to be shiny words. They got to be to the right people. They got to be to the leads of the family. They got to be to the right groups. They got to be on the right fucking platforms at the right fucking time. Politics is all about timing and wording. And it takes a lot of work and a lot of studying in order to get it right. But you're still wasting all of that fucking time on the politics of things and not on the issues. Understand?
Man, I do. I really, really do, because it's not that different than business.